Hi, so I'm Megan Fillion, and today I'll be presenting a little bit my academic and professional background. So I was part of the class of 2021 to 2022, so there's not a whole lot of events that happened since, but so we're going to present what happened between. And I just want to thank CentraleSupélec for hosting us here today, and happy to get to know all of you after. So on the agenda today, first of all, I'm going to talk a bit about my academic and professional background before joining the Master of Science at CentraleSupélec. Then why I chose to go to CentraleSupélec, and personally what were the biggest takeaways that I got from this master's, and since my internship at a company called Lixo, and my current position. I took the slide deck from my company. The trash on the right is going to make sense towards the end, but yeah. So my educational background, I did my bachelor's at Columbia University, where I did a degree in computer science with a concentration in intelligent systems. So this was, I think, pretty special to Columbia. But so I had 3 years where I focused on software engineering, and so we were really formed kind of to be developers. And I was lucky enough to get into a program where in our last year we were actually allowed to try out some master's classes in machine learning, NLP, and personally I played a little bit with robots. That's an example of a fetch robot that was in our robotics lab. It was kind of fun. And so that was my bachelor's, and during that time I actually had a lot of internships and side jobs, including I was a teaching assistant at Columbia, and mostly what I did in my free time and for my internships during the summer were software engineering internships. So software engineering internships, and also I was a web developer and a full stack iOS developer in order to make some cash on the side. All of this to say that going into college and throughout my 4 years there, I really thought I was preparing myself in order to be a developer. And it was really that last year where I got to explore machine learning, where I got really interested in it, and I thought, okay, this is what I want to do with my life, this is what I want to do with my career. And so also at the same time, I said, I'm kind of sick of the States, I want to come over to Paris. And so I'm lucky, I got a job as a data scientist at a company called Ocus. So they kind of took a chance on me, and I kind of took a chance on them being a small startups and me being very new to machine learning. So quickly, what Ocus does is that it connects photographers with large enterprises. So actually, if you go on Uber Eats and you look at the images, it actually went through Ocus. So Uber Eats will be like, oh, we need some images for this restaurant. Ocus has a big database of a lot of photographers. They'd send them over. So AI was not the central product of this company, but they thought, okay, we have a database of millions of images. What can we do with this? And so me, along with my colleague at the time, started the data science team. And so this was really a great experience. So we got to work on a lot of fun models. What we really tried to implement at the beginning was AI models in order to cut costs for post-processing. So that could go anywhere from image enhancement to automatic crop, to a lot of classifications if it couldn't be post-processed at all, if it couldn't be récupéré. And later on, we worked on some LSTMs in order to predict photographer scores, in order to help client and photographer matching. But all of this to say that although, yes, we had a lot of fun building AI models, it was also a job where I was able to wear a lot of hats, because really when we came in, nothing was put up. So had to create the database, had to create the pipeline, and had to learn how to conceptualize an AI model from the beginning. So really actually structuring data that was completely unstructured to deploying a model. And although this was a really fun job and where I feel like I learned a lot on the field, kind of like what Louis was saying, like when it came time to implement kind of the latest technology, I was a little bit more confused about what was going on in these papers. And so then come the Masters of Science. So after 2 years at Ocus, I kind of told myself it was time for a new adventure. And so it was, or I continue doing the same thing at a new startup, or I get my master's and try to educate myself. And so, like all of you, like most of you here, I think, ended up going to Centrale. And so I just kind of wanted to focus on a couple points of what I personally really took away from this experience. So first of all, strengthened my knowledge in the fundamentals and specializations in the different fields of AI. So kind of like everyone said here, I love the fact that our first semester was really focused on a very holistic approach of what is machine learning, what is AI, what is optimization, and then the second semester where we really got to dig deep into different fields and even learn new ones. I took a course in medical imaging and I thought that was very interesting. Second of all, taught by experts. So first of all, of course, our great teachers at CentraleSupélec, but I even remember at some point our natural language processing professor was part of Neighbor Labs, which is one of the biggest industrial labs in all of Europe, and so it was just amazing to have this contact with these experts in the field. And third of all, I think having a master's that was condensed in a year and you could still have a year-long academic research project is an unparalleled experience. Personally, I worked in the mixed laboratory, and we worked on detecting breast cancer metastasis in lymph node slides. And I thought it was just a great experience. First of all, getting to see how researchers work in their lab, approaching this problem with real world data and trying to find solutions, hitting a wall, trying again. And personally, working for a field like in the medical field really gave me a sense of purpose. And so I told myself when looking for an internship that I wanted to find this sense of purpose again. So enter the next part, the trash will finally make sense. I decided to work for a company called Lixo. And so pretty much what they do is that they provide performance metrics on recyclable materials. And so how this works in a nutshell is that they have their hardware, which is a computer attached with a camera. And they're going to be in collection trucks and recycling facilities. Using their AI software, we're able to, of course, detect the objects within the stream. But more than that, we're able to track objects within time. We're able to predict the waste, the mass of the waste that we detect. And then, of course, all these KPIs are broadcasted on the interface. And so, yeah, all of this to say that, yes, I spend my day looking at trash, but it's the recycling industry is just such a dinosaur, and actually being able to have metrics on this and knowing where sorting is, where the trouble in sorting is coming from. Is it coming from the individual? Is it coming from the sorting facilities? I think we all have a lot to learn from this. I'm going to go quickly on some projects that I did during my internship. I don't know how much time I have left. So it was cool. During my internship, I worked on 2 big projects. So one of them was to boost performance of rare classes using advanced augmentation techniques. So this was kind of the side more using like computer vision. So what I'd do is that I'd copy rare objects from different streams. So either our data sets or external data sets that we'd find. And so these rare classes are ones that we don't see often in our training set, but also ones that are very important to detect. This is hazardous medical waste. And so if it comes in contact with someone in a sorting center or even in a garbage truck, it's something that needs to be signaled. And so what I'd do is that I'd copy the objects, I'd store them, I'd augment them so they could blend perfectly into the training image. So augment them and paste them randomly during training. So that was kind of fun, and we're actually continuing to use it on a lot of rare classes. So if you guys ever need some help with that, it's pretty cool. And I also implemented a segmentation pipeline in order to improve mass estimation. So before they used an architecture that was for object detection, I used a mask RCNN in order to predict masks instead of bounding boxes. Even though it seems quite trivial, it's actually hard to go into a whole mess of code and implement a new pipeline. But all of this to say that I really felt that what I learned at Centrale helped me out. So everything that had to do with image processing, I felt like I got some of that information from, or it came a lot easier to me because of all the computer vision classes that we had, and the segmentation pipeline, because that was part of the work that we did for our research project during the master's. And so yeah, so that went well, and so luckily they hired me as a research and development engineer, and honestly I have to say my job's pretty cool. I come every day and I get to implement kind of whatever I want to improve their solution. Some examples of what I'm working on at the moment: a better object tracking using deep learning in order to improve count of objects and detecting new items, so detecting new items and geolocalizing them in order to see who correctly sorted their items. It's a little bit Big Brother, but it's for a good cause. Semi-supervised learning to leverage all of this unlabeled data, and implementing a bunch of new ideas to continuously improve our models. And so yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening to my spiel. I guess I just wanted to end this little talk about the random career path in my life by saying that I really feel like the master at CentraleSupélec equipped me with the knowledge and confidence to boost me in my career, especially in deep learning topics. That really the research project was something that I think you don't find anywhere else, and really makes this master special. The fact that in such a condensed amount of time we were able to touch on so many topics and have so much to actually add to our CV, really palpable projects. And personally, I feel like it really helped me gap the bridge between my experience as a developer and to now my career as a deep learning engineer. And voilà. Thank you.